The anime begins with a story about a war between humans and beastmen, but after the end of the war, the two races reconciled and started to cooperate. After we show our main character, Dr. Glenn, who examines his patient. After that we are shown Dr. Lamia, Safi's assistant. She is clearly in love with Glenn. He is jealous of his every female patients. Then the guys go to see Dr. Cthulhu, who helped Glenn open his hospital. Cthulhu needs Glenn's help and asks him to see the gladiators of the capital. He was impressed with the way he worked so hard to get the dress. He had to go to the hospital and wait for the doctor to come back. The perfect girl snake in a fit of jealousy. Sophie almost strangled Glenn, but the doctor was affectionate enough to get her out of the trap. The next day the princess loses the fight again, but Glenn guesses that the reason Thessalia loses consisted in its hooves and decides to help it. However, Thessalia not especially like Glenn's idea, but nobody asks it after the Glenn has established the hoof. Thessalia again begins to win on arena and at the same time has fallen even more in love with the doctor. In the next episode, Glenn helps his patients. As usual, when the head of the cathedral, Skadi comes to the hospital together with his guard, Kunai. She asks him to help her find the hand of her bodyguard. And we also find out that Cthulhu sends them to Glenn, and Kunai is a golem. When Kunai is lying without a leg, the Glenn with the help of Lulu finds her hand. We also find out that Kunai hears dead people's voices and can feel her limbs. From a distance, Len saves Kunai and stitches her body parts, and it's not too difficult to guess she falls in love with him. After returning home, he finds out that Safi is pregnant. What the fuck? The next series shows us how Safi and Glenn meet the fact that during the war, Safi was bailed out by Glenn's family, and after she met him at university, childhood sweetheart never wins. Then Safi and Glenn are sent for medicine in the Syrian by Yusufu, and not very think they meet a Meramet Lula, who for only 5 coins is ready to sing the guys. A love song for couples. As you know, Safi could not refuse such a thing. The boys discover that Lulu has been in the water too little, and she is a mermaid, and it is bad for her to be out on dry land for so long, but she is from a poor family, and she has to sing for a living to help her mother and sister, who were abandoned by their father. The guys see a guys being carried away by the river. Lulula saves her, and Glenn saves Lulula, and Safi pulls them both out. Lulula recovers and starts to make a show on the square, and when she sees Glenn and Safi, she thanks the guys and swims away, showing her love for Glenn. In the next episode, we find out that Safi is not pregnant, but just found a harpy egg. Then the guys are attacked, but they manage to escape after they meet all the other girls who help, and in a fight with the hunters, Glenn together with Safi and Skadi find harpies, one of which turns out to be pregnant. Glenn decides to give birth, while Safi and Skadi guard him. The guys kill the mercenary and save the harpy. Glenn, by the way, he already know about Safi's secret, so he was not surprised, but she was very surprised. In the next episode, the guys went to a harpy village at Cthulhu's request to inspect the harpies. Thessalia took Glenn and Safi off the rock, but on the way she almost did due to a rock fall. She is saved by Kay and Lorna. Because of her wound, Kay cannot serve Thessalia for some time, and during the whole episode, Lorna has been acting very strangely. On the whole, we were introduced to these two girls as characters. They show their characters and how dependent Thessalia is on her servants. Of course, thanks to the old man from the village, Glenn cured Kay. At the end of the episode, Kay and Lorna decide to thank the doctor, but as usual, he ran away from the beauties. In the next episode, Glenn was able to examine Ilya and Thessalia are old friends. After examining Ilya, Glenn came to the conclusion that she was not ill and was just lazy. Ilya was very angry because she could not fly and thought that the doctor could help her. Further on, we are shown the nature of the harpy. We are shown her wish to move to the capital and compete in the arena. Eventually, we learn from Cthulhu herself that Ilya really does not suffer for anything. It turns out he has phoenix blood and he just grows up. After some time, Ilya grew beautiful new wings and now she can fly again. After thanking Glenn, she understands that the village is her home and she does not want to leave it. While Glenn continues to treat harpies in the village, appears Arachnia and steals our doctor. She does it to find out why her friend Safi liked Glenn so much, and she also wanted to rape the doctor. But Thessalia appeared in time. She starts a fight with Arachnia because she loves Glenn and does not want to give him up. He woke up a few houses later next to Safi. After drinking some wine, she told Glenn she loved him, and Glenn also told him that she was the closest girl to him. At that romantic moment, the giants attack the village. Thessalia sees a panic in the village and takes on the role of a commander and copes with it very well after going to meet the giant herself to fight him. However, Glenn and Safi find her and say that they will not allow her to meet the giant alone. Besides, Glenn decides to simply talk to the giant, and it appears that the giant came to the doctor for help, called her Diona. After examining, Diona leaves the village, and Glenn invites Cecilia to the cafe to thank her for her effort. Of course, Sophie watches their meeting. Glenn notices that the girls get along even better with each other. After the guys call Scotty to the square, where Madam become ill, the Glenn comes to Scotty's rescue. Later he meets Dr. Cthulhu in hospital. That tells that she already tried to treat Scotty, but she refuses treatment. The Glenn goes to the examine Scotty to find out about her past and also about a parasite which has taken over her organism. The hospital says that she has already tried to cure her, but she refuses to be cured. Glenn goes to examine Scotty and then finds out about her past and also the parasite that took over her body. Scotty needs an operation to recover, but this operation is very difficult. Glenn begs Cthulhu to help, but she only agrees if he finds an assistant for the operation and convinces Scotty. In the next episode, Glenn goes to Meme and the blacksmith to ask them to make special needles. Meme was very nervous for the responsibility and she felt bad. "No, Meme, don't die!" However, Glenn quickly brought her to her senses. After Meme felt better, she understood how to make needles for the operation. At the same time, Arachne was training to sew parts of the body for surgery. We see how guys try to save Scotty. In the next episode, we are first introduced to Arachne as a character. After a little bit of friction with Sophie and Thessalia, she realizes that she too has fallen in love with Dr. Glenn. Then there is a dialogue between Glenn and Scotty. Glenn still managed to convince Madam to operate. After preparing, the guys go to hospital and start the operation. The operation was a success. Scotty now feels great and is not going to limit herself to anything. She, just like the other girls, fall in love with Glenn and will now compete for him. The rest of the series shows us all the patients of Glenn and how in love and grateful to him they are. They give the doctor gifts and later all together arranging a holiday feast. This is the end of the first season. So if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. Now you have been with you. Bye bye.